Once upon a time, a boy prepared for a journey that would change lives far beyond his own. He was leaving his village to travel to another town to attend his seminary, a place where knowledge was meant to discipline the mind and purify intention. His parents remained at home, watching him depart with quiet faith. They could not protect him on the road, but they trusted the values they had planted in his heart. His upbringing was simple, but intentional. His parents believed that education without integrity creates cleverness, not wisdom. His mother had taught him a lesson she believed was greater than survival itself. Never abandon truth, even when fear stands close, even when danger whispers promises of safety through deception. Truth, she taught him, was not a tool, it was a responsibility. The boy carried that lesson silently, not knowing how soon it would be tested. He joined a large convoy moving across open land toward the next town. Nearly 50 people traveled together. Traders heading to fetch goods for their small village shops. Families hoping to earn an honest living. Women guarding their children from the harshness of the road. Camels swayed under heavy loads. Horses and mules moved steadily, and donkeys carried sacks of cloth, grain, and tools. It was a moving picture of ordinary life, fragile and exposed. Before the boy left home, his mother had quietly hidden a small amount of money among his belongings. It was not wealth, it was precaution. A mother's silent protection in a world where danger often arrives unannounced. For hours, the journey felt peaceful. Then, the silence shattered. Armed dacoits emerged suddenly, surrounding the convoy with practiced precision. Fear spread instantly. Mothers clutched their children. Traders felt years of effort vanish in moments. No one resisted. Everyone understood the rules of survival in that land. The dacoits searched belongings methodically, taking what they found. When they reached the boy, his possessions were examined carefully. The hidden money remained unseen. Nothing appeared suspicious. The dacoit was ready to move on, yet something held him back. The boy's calm unsettled him. There was no panic in his eyes, no calculation. Almost instinctively, the dacoit inquired further. At that moment, the boy stood at the crossroads of character. He could have stayed silent. He could have protected the money. He could have justified a lie as necessary. Instead, he obeyed. He revealed the truth. The money was recovered, but something far greater was exposed. The dacoit froze, shaken. This was not how fear usually worked. Victims lied to survive. This boy had survived by refusing to lie. Confused and disturbed, the incident was reported to the chief. The chief listened impatiently at first, then with disbelief, then with growing weight in his chest. A child had been offered an escape, and had refused it. The boy was brought before him. The chief was a man hardened by nearly 50 years of wrongdoing. He knew sacred laws. He understood divine commands, and yet every day of his life had been a conscious act of disobedience. His crimes were not accidents, they were choices. When he learned why the boy had spoken the truth, something broke inside him. This child had obeyed a human instruction without hesitation, and he had spent a lifetime disobeying God without shame. The contrast was devastating. In that moment, the chief saw his life clearly, not as strength, but as avoidance. He understood that wrongdoing is not darkness. It is reversal, knowing the right path and choosing another. Again and again, power drained from him. Pride collapsed. The fear he had used to rule others no longer ruled him. A decision formed, final and irreversible. The convoy would not be looted. Every stolen item would be returned. Every coin, every possession restored. The profession of looting, violence, and fear would end here. The dacoits obeyed, stunned by the transformation of their leader. One by one, belongings were returned to traders, Families, women, and children. The clearing fell silent. No cheers. No celebration. This was not mercy. It was awakening. And now came the moment that turned this incident into a lesson for all time. The Dacoits did not simply walk away from the convoy. They walked away from who they had been. They understood that returning stolen goods was not enough. True change required abandoning the identity that justified theft. The chief knew the road ahead would be uncertain. Society might not forgive them. Life might become harder. But for the first time, difficulty felt cleaner than corruption. The boy watched quietly, unaware of the earthquake his obedience had caused. He did not feel heroic. He did not feel brave. He only knew that he had done what his mother taught him to do, and that is where the real power of the story lives. The boy did not change the world by fighting. He did not stop evil with force. He did not deliver a speech or raise a weapon. He simply refused to lie. That refusal accomplished what fear, punishment, and law could not. It reminded grown men that obedience is not weakness. It reminded the powerful that truth does not need authority. It reminded the broken that it is never too late to choose differently. The convoy resumed its journey, carrying more than goods now. It carried a lesson etched into memory. The boy continued toward his seminary, unaware that his education had already begun long before books would touch his hands. And for the viewers listening today, the message is unmistakable. You may not control the world. You may not control danger, but you always control your alignment with truth. One honest choice can outweigh years of wrongdoing. One act of obedience can awaken buried conscience. One refusal to lie can end a lifetime of moral collapse. Truth does not always protect you immediately, but it always protects who you become. And sometimes, the future does not change because someone was powerful, but because someone was obedient when fear stood closest.